What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back to my unit review series. In this series, I review new units released in the game and tell you how good they are. And this time, I'll be reviewing Valter. In this video, I'll be telling you guys how good he is and what are some of his best skill inheritance options. We will also take a look at some of his teammates who can support him and counters that you should watch out for when using him. And at the end, I'll also tell you guys if it's worth upgrading him to 5-star or not. So Valter is the 13th Grand Hero Battle unit in the game, and looking at his 5-star stats, his HP stat is the 3rd highest for any flyer in the game and the highest for a blue flyer. It's enough for him to utilize his Panic Ply skill and can be further boosted by HP plus 3 Sacred Seal, so that's really good for him. His base attack is 32, but since he has got a legendary weapon, after equipping it he has got 50 attack, which is respectable and allows him to hit fairly hard. He's not very fast with base 31 speed, but with Cursed Lance it becomes 33, which is good, and he can further improve his speed stat with Darting Blow in the player phase, and Darting Blow is his default slot A skill. However, the problem lies in the enemy phase. Even with 33 speed, he will get doubled by quite a lot of units in this metagame, since a lot of units run skills like Fury and Life and Death. Valter is a bulk unit when it comes to taking physical hits. With his high defense of 34, he can even tank hits when he's at the weapons triangle disadvantage. He's a solid unit on the front lines because of his high defense stats. His resistance is his main flaw, and even red mages can do a solid amount of damage to him. Cursed Lance is his personal weapon and it is not inheritable to any other unit. It has partially got Fury 2 built into it, but instead of giving him +2 defense and +2 resistance, it gives him an effect of a killer weapon. So this weapon is pretty busted, giving him attack and speed while functioning as a killer lance. It allows him to reach a solid benchmark attack stat of 50 and 33 speed. It allows him to also abuse powerful specials like Igneous and Gale Force due to this. His default slot A skill is Darting Blow, using which he can reach 39 speed if he initiates an attack, and he can double a lot of units with this. However, he will miss doubles on some fast life and death mages, but it doesn't really matter because he has got enough power to severely dent them or just kill them. If you run speed plus 1 Sacred Seal, then he can even double base 35 speed units, and that is pretty amazing. It's a really good slot A skill for him, which strengthens his player phase game. His slot C skill is a premium skill, Panic Ply, which turns all of the buffs into penalties. This skill is incredible for facing the emblem teams like Fire Emblem and Fire Emblem and Blade Tome users, and Valter can provide good utility to your team with this skill. The range of this skill is huge. It has got the same range as a Rook from Chess has, which is in horizontal and vertical lines. He's got 42 HP, which is enough to activate this skill on pretty much all common mages. However, some merged mages like Tharja will not get affected by this, so that's why you want to run HP plus 3 Sacred Seal on him, and after that he's going to be able to activate his Panic Ply on all Horse Emblem mages, even if they are plus 10 merged, as long as they do not have a plus HP IV, and for the most part they do not have plus HP IV, and people usually try to run plus attack or plus speed IV on such mages. It does improve his matchup chart against Blade Tome mages like Tharja, where he can easily take hits from them after the panic status despite his low resistance. However, Panic Ply requires user to be ideally at full health so that it can proc more, but the Cursed Lance damage works against it. His default special is Luna, which is a good special, and it becomes a 2-turn cooldown special due to Cursed Lance, and it's definitely a very good special, but its damage output depends on enemy's defense, so that does not make it a very consistent special unless you only face units with 30 or higher defense all the time, which doesn't really happen ideally. Valter can easily run Bonfire to get consistent 17 points of additional damage whenever he triggers it, but still Luna is definitely a good option. But if you're thinking of investing into him, then it can be replaced with something better. Overall, Valter is a solid free-to-play unit with great vanilla skill set, and low investment builds are possible with him since he comes with great skills already like Darting Blow and Panic Ply. He has got power, mobility as a flyer, bulk and utility in Panic Ply, so he's a great unit to have even if you have got someone like Cordelia, Brave Lance Effie or Tana. His personal weapon is also crazy like him, and he's one of the best free to play units to have. His Grand Hero battle is incredibly hard and the toughest one yet, but still you should try your best and at least try to beat it on the hard difficulty so that you can get a 3-star Valter. He's just too good to miss. Not only you can use him, but if you manage to get extra copies of him from Lunatic and Infernal difficulty, then in future whenever you've got feathers and a high HP unit, you can fodder him off for Panic Ply. Panic Ploy is only available on him and Luke's banner is gone and he only appears exclusively as a 5-star unit, and there are a million red units in the pool of red stones, so getting Luke isn't really all that easy. Valter being a free-to-play unit definitely helps for the people who want to have a counter to Horse Emblem and Blade Tome teams. Now let's take a look at some of his best skill inheritance options. He's a very versatile unit to build and he can work in both player phase and enemy phase. It is possible to run budget sets on him and also some very premium and expensive skill sets on him as well. It's all up to the availability of your units and what type of role you want him to take. So I'll begin with a low cost budget set for him. For his slot A and slot C, you want to run his default skills and only add Desperation for his slot B skill. Cursed Lance allows him to reach Desperation in 3 combats, and with Darting Blow he reaches 39 speed. Like I said before, Bonfire is the better special than Luna, so that's why you want to run that, and run Reposition because it's the best assist skill in the game and it's really good on flyers because you can move your units across lava, mountains and bridges with the help of this assist skill. For his Sacred Seal, you can run HP plus 3 to maximize his chances of proccing Panic Ploy when he's at full health, and if you want to take a more offensive approach, then you could definitely run Speed plus 1 so that he reaches 40 speed with Darting Blow, and you could even run Quick on Pulse to make Bonfire a 1-turn cooldown special. The choice is yours. He also has another low cost set which pretty much throws his utility from Panic Ploy out of the window. It works in a way to utilize the damage from his Cursed Lance even more. So you could run Fury and you'd lose 10 HP after every combat, and that's just a huge amount of HP that is going to be lost. And if he takes damage during combat, he's going to get worn down very fast. So that's where you can use Vantage and Vengeance to your advantage. With Fury skill, he can reach 53 attack, which is sufficient to abuse Vantage, and because he's gonna be low on HP for the most part, he can also utilize Escape Route to warp to his allies. Since you're gonna be losing HP at an alarming rate, your Panic Ploy is only going to be useful on the first turn when he's at full health, and after he takes 10 damage after single combat, it's gonna be hard for him to activate Panic Ploy, so that's why you should run Threaten Defense instead so that you can put power into your single blow and do lots of damage after the debuff. Vengeance works great with this setup because he will get to 1 HP in no time due to the fact that he's gonna be losing HP so fast. He's gonna get 20 points of additional damage with Vengeance when he's at 1 HP. A lot of people might think of running Renewal, but realistically his HP will go down faster than you can recover. For his Sacred Seal, you want to run Attack plus 1 so that he can reach 54 attack after Fury, or you could run HP plus 3 Sacred Seal to enable him to do more damage when he procs Vengeance. After HP plus 3 Sacred Seal, if Valter is at 1 HP, he will get 22 points of additional damage with Vengeance, which is really good. This set might look good on paper, but in reality it is very inconsistent because you have to keep in mind that Arena is not the only mode in the game. Lunatic Chain challenges and Tempest Trial also exist, and it's gonna be really hard for Valter to survive there unless you have a dedicated healer for him. Fury and Cursed Lance damage is just too much actually. His next set makes him a flying tank. This utilizes Valter's good defense and makes him a great frontline unit. Luckily for Valter, he still has decent attack after equipping Fortress Defense from Lucas. You could also give him close defense if you've got an extra Summer Tiki, and this way he won't lose on any attack like Fortress Defense, but he's not gonna be that bulky when he's facing bows and daggers. Slot B has got 2 options. You can run Quick Riposte to get more 1-round KOs, or Renewal to offset the Cursed Lance damage and to make sure that Valter stays healthy. You can also run Soul from Raven or Crom, and Soul becomes a 3-turn cooldown special and can provide decent healing, or you could go with the offensive option in Bonfire. You definitely want to run HP plus 3 Sacred Seal so that you can proc Panic Ploy more. Alternatively, Quick on Pulse can also be run on him. He can also become a blue Minerva if you decide to run Life and Death 3 on him. Life and Death is the only way using which he can offensively outperform his default slot A skill, Darting Blow. This set also works really well on Fire Emblem teams. Desperation or Vantage can also be run for slot B, and if you're using him on a Fire Emblem team, then you can run Hone Flyers or Fortify Flyers, and if you're using him outside of a Fire Emblem team, then you can always go for Panic Ploy if you're not running Vantage. Draconic Aura should be his special for this set because it gives him 16 points of additional damage, and Bonfire cannot be used because Life and Death does reduce his defense stat. Speed plus 1 Sacred Seal wins him a lot of matchups, or you could make Draconic Aura a 1-turn cooldown special with Quick and Pulse. Valter also has a very premium set with the Heavy Blade skill. Valter has got 50 attack, and since he can be run on a Fire Emblem team, he can receive +6 attack bonus from Honed Flyers and make great use of this skill to proc Gale Force or Igneous. Heavy Blade set can work well on him because his weapon reduces the cooldown of Gale Force to 4 turns and Igneous to 3 turns, so it's pretty easy for him to proc those with Heavy Blade. Since he's not gonna be that fast without any kind of slot A skill like Darting Blow, you could run Swordbreaker to kill every sword unit in the game except for Fury Xander and Zephiel. Quick Riposte also works on him. You could also go with his default Panic Ploy skill or run Threaten Attack so that his Heavy Blade can proc more. Gale Force is a very expensive skill SP-wise, so this skill, despite being situational, has its merit by giving you a boost to your arena points. And since Valter can be only merged up to +2 as of right now, for the people who are Veils or Dolphins, you can definitely run this set and run Gale Force. Igneous is a more consistent option with Valter's high defense, and he can even kill green mages at times with this special. For a Sacred Seal, you want to run attack +1 so that you can get most out of the Heavy Blade skill. You could also run Quick and Pulse and make powerful special like Igneous into a 2-turn cooldown special and Gale Force into a 3-turn cooldown special. This set works best on a Fire Emblem team. Valter's last set is an enemy phase skill set. This makes him a flying Camus, but he can also use Panic Ploy and take care of Blade Tome mages like Tharja with the help of Distant Counter skill. He can either run Quick Riposte to kill bulky red Fury mages or run Vantage to one-shot some life and death mages. Panic Ploy is a must for this set to take care of Blade Tome users. For a Sacred Seal, you want to run attack +1 if you're running Vantage, but if you're running Quick Riposte, then go for HP +3 Sacred Seal. Also, the reason why I didn't recommend IO Shield for his slot A, despite him being bulky, is because I don't think IO Shield should be run on him when he can run more useful options like Life and Death or Darting Blow. Archers usually run Brave Bow, and stuff like Bright Cordelia will be able to quad attack him anyways in the enemy phase. Archers can easily be baited and then killed, and in this metagame archers are not very bulky, and a powerful unit like Valter has no problem killing them unless he's up against someone like Leon or Gordon, and Gordon is pretty rare. So these were his best skill inheritance options. Now let's move on to his best teammates. Due to Valter's low resistance, green magic checks are required and help him a lot. Strong red units also easily kill the green units in his path, and archer checks like Triangle Adept, Male Robin, Hector, and Distant Counter Zephiel can make it safer for Valter by baiting and killing the pesky archers. And of course, Fire Emblem is an amazing team composition where Valter can easily fit in as a balanced unit who can do lots of damage and also take hits. Pala easily covers his green unit weakness as well. Due to his Curse Lance, he's going to be losing HP constantly, so that's why having a passive healer like Ardent Sacrifice user, or a Reciprocal Aid user, or a Breath of Life user can help you if you're running sets without Desperation or Vantage skills. His counters include bulky green units like Titania, Faye, and Hector, who can even take on his Life and Death 3 set when he's got a boost from Honed Flyers and Fortify Flyer skill, and then just kill him. Due to his low resistance in the enemy phase, the ever popular Reinhardt can easily devour him, and green mages like Nino and Julia can one-shot him with no issues. Of course, him being a flying unit means that archers will be a big threat to him and easily kill him in the enemy phase. Bright Cordelia and Innis are pretty common in arena, so that's why it's a big nuisance for him. And now I will be telling you guys my opinion if it's worth upgrading him to 5-star or not. Valter is a really good unit with power, utility in Panic Ploy, mobility as a flyer, and an amazing legendary weapon. Panic Ploy on him will give you a nice counterplay to Horse Emblem and Blade Tome units that you face in arena very commonly, and he's a pretty low investment unit. All you need to do is slap Desperation, Reposition, and Bonfire, and he would be good to go. From being a tank by running Fortress Defense to being an offensive threat with Life and Death, he can do a lot of roles, and he's a very versatile unit. If you haven't been able to summon the top tier Lance flyers like Cordelia, Tana, and Hinoka, then I think you should definitely upgrade him. I would actually say that even if you've got units like Cordelia and Tana, you should upgrade him because there are no other Lance flyers in the game right now who are this fast, powerful, and bulky at the same time. There are a few reasons to not upgrade him. The first being is that you haven't upgraded Camus or Xander yet. Camus and Xander are the best free-to-play units present in the game right now and will help you clear Grand Hero battles, Lunatic Chain challenges, special maps, and many more, and they can easily help you make a Horse Emblem team as well. You might be saving feathers for Leon, who could be the next Grand Hero battle unit, potentially, since intelligence systems are focusing on Sacred Stones right now. if Leon was released, he would be a red mage. If you are a free-to-play player, you should definitely upgrade him. I know I'm definitely going to be upgrading him and investing into him. So that is going to be my unit review for him. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and share this video with your friends who want to use him. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.